Good morning everybody and welcome to my channel. I've just come out of meditation. It is Monday and it's a new week and I'm feeling really good this morning. Pretty good. Although my mind is a little bit, I've been off like physically and I haven't been working lately. I had not so physical days. So I'm a dancer and I've got to get my body moving this week, and I'm going to teach classical ballet class this morning in Rotterdam. I'm here, I've got a couple new subscribers and welcome to my channel. What am I gonna start talking about this morning? To those new subscribers here, I'm just, I don't know, like I turn on the video and I just share whatever's happening with me, or like I share topics or just share stuff. Because basically it's here and I don't know, sometimes I don't know what I'm gonna say because I don't plan anything or script anything. So it's just whatever happens during the time that I've dedicated myself to do it. So it's something that I really want to do. So anyway, welcome to my channel, and this morning I'm just going to talk about being mindful. And being mindful, I just came out of my meditation and I'm like I've been living mindfully for for many years now. I'm 51 years old, and when I started to become very curious about my existence, and what makes me tick and why I felt the way I felt and all this stuff, I started to meditate, and that was many years ago. And so I'm living mindful and being very conscious about my daily life and how I can incorporate being aware all the time. So this is an amazing thing, and I share a lot about this, and I share about a lot of things, that arise in my mind about situations and what makes me tick and what makes me not tick. Why do I project? What am I feeling? And then I feel, what I'm sharing here is so authentic, and like I think most of the time we don't even we don't really talk about these things with each other, not even with family members or even relationships or anything like this. So that's what you're gonna get here basically with me. So I don't know what's gonna happen. Sometimes I do vlogs and sometimes I don't. It doesn't matter, but I can tell you, like, let me talk about being mindful. When you're mindful, you realize what triggers you and what makes you feel insecure or what makes you feel happy, or you're constantly on the observer effect. Like you observe yourself like I'm observing myself right now as I talk. So, and how I think I need to say something to impress you because you've just come to my channel, but that's not really what it's about. So it's really about being authentic with myself. And so I'm aware of everything. I'm aware that I'm talking to you right now. I'm aware that I have to go to work. I'm aware of the time. I'm aware of my boyfriend. My boyfriend's actions, my friend's actions, all of this stuff, and you realize the impermanence of mental constructs that rise and fall. And so it depends on who you're with and who you're meeting or anything like that, or where you're going, any circumstance. So like, I'm a choreographer and I'm a teacher and I get around in this profession. So say for instance, the other day I went to see, this weekend I had a premiere myself and I presented something here. And the night before that, I went to see some friends perform. I'm in this profession for a very long time, so I have some old cobwebs that are in my, in my past. And when I started to live more conscious about my behavior and about everything, it's all to promote my own health and all to promote my own positivity and to own my reactions and to own myself. So I got around, when I get around certain people, and also in my profession, or predominantly in my profession when I go out to performances, because I'm a known person here, and sometimes I feel like everybody's looking at me, or like I need to say something, or it's interesting that I could have that about myself, you know, and to think that I need to do anything to I don't know, socialize or something. So the mind, this voice in my head is always constantly there. It's constantly there all the time. It's all the time. It's always aware. And so I realized that it's not my own voice. You know, it's not mine. It's some conditioned response. And I drink coffee in the morning sometimes too, so that's just, my mind said, oh, that's just so annoying when you do that. No, I'm sharing this with you because I think that when you live conscious, you know, I'm 51 years old, like I said, and recently someone, I got some hate, like, messages on my Mandela effect, which was last Friday, and all I'm doing is just sharing, but there's so much, I don't know, hatred and comments, and someone mentioned about how many times can you do 6 signs, hand signs, I don't even know what that meant. And so, you know, people attack you, and when you're mindful, you realize certain triggers. And I jump around a lot too, so I was accused of having ADHD, and I'm, I guess you could, sometimes I jump around, so does that really matter? And do I have to fit under some kind of label to be, I don't know. People like to label. This all happens as you are realizing your own development and being very, very curious about how you behave, how you want to choose how to behave and respond, so you're not on automatic pilot. And I talk about that a lot because I think that I see that all around me, and I see it's just my own experience. So, you know, hateful things can trigger something in you, and when I see certain arrogance, you know, my mind is quick to label that myself, but that's not really me, and it's just the voice in my head, which has something to do with the ego. And you know, like, it's just, you realize when you are really mindful all the time, you realize that how you can change your way and your behavior, and how you can realize that you've realized that you in conversations have made yourself look bigger and more important, and all of this kind of stuff. And you know, it's just opportunity for me, and I love living like this. So and at some point when you are realizing that you are aware all the time, it can become exhausting, because you realize that you're conscious of everything going on around you, and you are filtering a lot of information and stuff, and your old triggers want to respond to certain things, and that's difficult because that's a conditioned instant response to something that is annoying for you. And so they're triggers, right? So triggers are very interesting to recognize and take responsibility for your own actions, because everybody has to be or should be responsible for their own actions, because if we want to live in a more peaceful world, I think. And anyway, when you are aware, you can become more compassionate with people and realize that they're coming from also some kind of preconceived idea about you, and it's projected onto you because of their journey, their path, their beliefs, their belief systems, and everything that promotes some kind of response in them is like coming from that. And so that's a conditioned thing, and I became more empathetic or more compassionate to my fellow man, because I know it's difficult, and when triggers arise in you, you just want to respond, and you want to, you know, like, I don't know, like, you know, hit them or something. You can do that. It can become really, really strong, and you can be hijacked by that, and then blackmailed by your own emotions eventually, like all this stuff. You know, so, and And then you become, you know, like what I realize is that you can become who you want to become. Like, and how you choose. And that's such a beautiful space to be in, because then you get to choose how you react, how you want to react for your own self, because then you have, for me in my own experience, I can choose and I have less stress in my life. So I'm less suffering or fear or any kind of requirement to promote happiness or something like that. So when you live mindful, I'm in a constant flow of appreciation and gratitude and happiness. Yes, it's there. It doesn't mean that my mind, like I talked about, the conditioned mind, the monkey mind, rises and falls, and it just comes and goes. And sometimes yes, sometimes no, meaning sometimes those triggers can really be annoying, and you can catch yourself. And when you're mindful, if you responded automatically, you can catch yourself quickly, and you can stop the action that you're giving out if you want to make changes. And the more and more you do that, I think that's the exhausting thing by being aware, because the more and more you do that, the better you become at being yourself. And that's really important for me. So well, all the new subscribers, that's what it's about. So I don't really have anything to give to you. I'm just here sharing, and I don't have, sometimes I'm funny, sometimes I'm playful, sometimes I seem to have ADHD, or, you know, I'm super gay, or, you know, I'm just myself, whatever that means to anybody out there. It doesn't matter. So I just wanted to use social media to share with myself, basically, also too, because I watch my talk sometimes and I realize that it changes. I change every day. So sometimes I'm hyper because that's my natural state, and not that I have ADHD. So, and see, my mind can be defensive with that. I don't know, I don't know, like, it's interesting because a person has emotions and they rise and fall, and whatever the circumstances are that you are. But, you know, people accuse you of certain things, but that doesn't really matter at all. So I've got to get this. I hope that maybe this has something, it resonated with you or something like that, because this is just a typical guy who travels around the world, who creates his life and his profession, and believes in the development, the expansion of my own consciousness and my person, and getting and handling the ego as best I can. And so by sharing this, it scares the shit out of me, and sometimes because I just put myself out there, and I want to get rid of that. And so by you know, do something that scares you, every day. Do one thing that scares you every day. Eleanor Roosevelt, right? Yeah, so that's what I do. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. I get so used to it, and it's so beautiful. Thank you for watching today, and I hope that you have a wonderful day, and be grateful for just your heart beats by itself, and you work with your divine self, and work and love, and you prosper. So, thank you so much for watching. I can get this uploaded and get to work, and I love you so much. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.